Welcome back, my lovely friends. I've been seeing this top all over the internet, especially last summer, and I really wanted to make it, so I did. And I already had this beautiful whole lace fabric with a scalloped edge at the bottom, so I used that in my design. And how I made it exactly, I'm gonna tell you in just a second. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so these are my three pieces that I will be using. They are from this butterick pattern right here. And yeah, this is what I'm gonna use with the lace up in the front. I added them together like this in a sort of mock-up, and the part I'm showing you right now is the center back, where I'm going to be adding a panel of shuring a little bit later. Now the mock-up looks good, so I can cut out the main fabric. Here I have it pinned and laid out. Of course, there is a gap in the middle because in the center back there will be the shuring panel. First, I just stitched together the shell because I already had the lining, because I used my mock-up as the lining. So I'm just stitching together the beautiful fabric. Then I also had to make the shuring panel, for which I just folded the top and the bottom edge over twice with a very narrow hem, and I stitched that down, and after that I was ready to start my shuring. Here is my shirt piece. As you can see, it has some great elasticity that I can use in my top. At the top you can see the lining, and at the bottom you can see the main fabric. I just took both of those separate pieces and I attached them all around the neckline all the way to the back. And then I added the shuring panel onto one side, and now I'm going to be placing it inside the other two panels, and I'm gonna make sure it all matches up, and then I'm going to top stitch that down. I mean, of course, I'm gonna try it first to make sure the panel fits perfectly, and then I'm gonna top stitch to make sure it is all good and secure. Here it is all stitched down and nice. I know it's not quite straight, but I don't care. It's the back of me. I'm never gonna see that again. I had these button loop tape. It's actually, the loops are stretchy, so it's a little bit easier to get them around your buttons. And I had these beautiful buttons, and what I did was mark where the button placket needed to go and then sew everything together. Right sides I sandwiched the buttons in the between, and this is what came out. The other side I just sewed together normally, and then I marked where my buttons would be going, and I had to sew them all on. Now for the hem, I wanted to preserve the beautiful scallop of the fabric. So I actually folded the lining inside and gave that a little stitch. I think I used a hand stitch, I'm not sure anymore. But I think with a machine stitch should be fine as well. This is what it's gonna look like on the inside after I stitch it down. I also wanted to add this beautiful whole lace trim at the bottom, and I wanted it to be longer in the center front and then taper towards the sides or towards the back. And this is what I ended up doing. I pinned it, I folded it over, and I hand stitched everything in place, and it's perfectly fine like this. So yeah. I also added this lace at the top, which you can see I also folded over and then stitched on there with a little bit of a top stitch. For the armholes, I actually overlocked them and then folded it just inwards once and top stitched that down, and I think it looks really neat like that. Here are the beautiful guts, no exposed seams really, the shuring and all of that. So this is the final result. Let me know what you think about it. I love it. It's really cute and summery. So yeah, see y'all next time. Bye!